Are there any systemic lessons to be learned relating as to what has and hasn't worked in terms of dealing with the pandemic? Well, what would work is leaving people alone, right? Even if 50% of us died of some sort of plague, the government doesn't get to take all of our rights away and imprison us all for all eternity, okay? People who want the government to save them, I mean, look who you're asking to save you. I mean, I showed you in the last video these guys, right? Like this vaccine chief, Mr. I have $10 million in GlaxoSmithKline, and I used to work for them and Moderna. Same thing with the guy in the UK. It is so insidious what goes on, right? Our experts, UK scientific advisor Patrick Vallance has 600,000 pounds worth of shares in GSK. He used to be their president, right? These are the people that we're bludgeoned with and told, people like me who actually studied science in school, can have a degree in chemistry, we're told that we're not an expert. Well, yeah, I'm not an expert because what? I don't have $10 million worth of GSK stock. I don't work for Merck. Okay. Countries they fare better share the following broad and common attributes. They were prepared for what was coming logistically and organizationally. Yeah, they had planned to enslave their citizens. They made rapid and decisive decisions. They have cost-effective and inclusive healthcare system. They are high-trust societies in which citizens have confidence in both the leadership and the information they provide. Yeah, they're brainwashed, right? They believe everything the government tells them. They seem under duress to exhibit a real sense of solidarity, favoring the common good over individual aspirations and needs. Yeah, they have like the communist Chinese, right? Oh, we're only one person. That's what they want. Get rid of the individual. The individual is is the smallest minority on this planet, but we never talk about that, do we? The rights of the individual, right? Like, for instance, I'm always being told how I should vote because I'm a woman, right? And if you're black, you're probably always being told how you should vote as a black person, as if all black people and all white people or all women are all monolithic and we should all think the same, right? It's crazy how they do, and so how many people listen to this stuff, right? They will, oh yes, I'm a woman, I should vote for, Clinton or whatever. This is crazy. Or how Biden said if you don't vote for him, you're not black. I mean, how insulting is that? I'm insulted for black people just for someone to even say that about to them. How dare this guy? They have balls, though. They say whatever they want, do they? First and foremost, the post pandemic era will usher in a period of massive wealth redistribution from the rich to the poor. Oh, really? No, it's the opposite way. You guys that are rich are getting richer. And I guess they consider in like America, anyone with a job is rich, right? And from capital to labor. Second, COVID 19 is likely to sound the death knell of neoliberalism, a corpus of ideas and policies that can be loosely defined as favoring competition over solidarity, creative destruction over government intervention, and economic growth over social welfare. COVID 19 brought a coup de grace. It is no coincidence that the two countries that over the past few years embraced the policies of neoliberalism with most fervor, the US and the UK, are among those that suffered the most casualties, yeah, during the pandemic. Casualties, okay. With a test that isn't even these two concomitant forces, massive redistribution on the one hand and abandoning of neoliberal policies on the other, will exert a defining impact on our society's organization, ranging from how inequalities could spur social unrest to the increasing role of governments and redefinition of social contracts. I don't know. I never signed a contract with society telling me, I had to. I mean, when you were a baby and you had your birth certificate, did you agree to all this nonsense? Inequalities. One seriously misleading cliche of the coronavirus resides in the metaphor of COVID-19 as the great leveler. Reality is quite opposite. CV-19 has exacerbated pre-existing conditions of inequality wherever and whenever it strikes. Yeah, it has leveled all of society. As such, it is not a leveler, neither medically nor economic nor socially or psychologically. The pandemic is in reality a great unequalizer. Yeah, leveling as in demolishing, right? It has different terminology, doesn't it? It means different things. And has compounded disparities in income, wealth, and opportunity. It is laid bare for all to see not only the vast numbers of people in the world who are economically and socially vulnerable, but also the depth and degree of their fragility, a phenomenon even more prevalent in countries with low or non existent social safety nets or weak family and social bonds. The virus acted as an amplifier. That's what the PCR test is, by the way. It's an amplifier of DNA. It copies DNA millions of times so that you don't use a sample up like if you had a rape case. So this is talking about the social inequality. It described a dichotomy. The upper and middle classes were able to telework and self-school their children in their homes. And the working class, right, for those with a job who were not at home and were not overseeing their children's education, but were working on the front lines to save lives, directly or not in the economy, cleaning hospitals, manning the checkouts, transporting essentials, and ensuring our security. Yeah, you got rid of people in the service economy and you kept people around that were instrumental in keeping up the tyranny. That's what they did. More than 75% of American finance and insurance workers can do their job remotely, while just 3% of much lesser paid workers in the food industry can do so. That's how they're going to get Amazon to come in and take over, deliver all your food to you. Amazon, Walmart, right? The big government controlled corporations. Yeah, COVID-19 is the great leveler. It leveled society like an earthquake could level a town. In the US, COVID-19 has taken a disproportionate toll on African Americans, low income people, and vulnerable populations such as the homeless. Yeah, there are going to be a whole lot more homeless. In the state of Michigan, where less than 15% of the population is Black, Black residents represented 40% of deaths from COVID-19 complications. I don't know if you guys saw lately, but it was even in the Daily Mail. Daily Mail. These are your victims, right? People who are being run over by cars, people who are dying of whatever, right? They're even admitting now. I'm just disgusted. Scientists claim that a third of UK COVID victims died from other causes. Come on, computer. Here it is. This is the worst website ever. Died from other causes, including cancer or being hit by a car, Oxford University scientists reveal. 30% of those included. Oh, stop seeing these ads because it covers everything and I can't read. 30% included, here we go, including cancers or being killed by cars. Anyways, you guys can look it up, but I mean, this is absolutely crazy. They're even putting it in places like this, which is like a tabloid. Like they're starting to admit it everywhere. Basically, they called anybody who got run over by a car. As a result, they suffer more from pre-existing conditions like obesity, heart disease, or diabetes, making COVID-19 particularly deadly. Okay. These are the things that kill you: obesity, heart disease, and diabetes. The worst paid professionals are nurses. I don't know about that. These other guys, cleaners and delivery drivers and everything, care homes, yeah, they don't make that much. In the UK, for example, a large majority, almost 60% of care providers working in the community operate on 0-hour contracts, meaning they have no guaranteed regular hours and as a result, no certainty of regular income. Yeah, so they leveled these people, didn't they? Inequalities are likely to increase. So if the government loves us so much, why would they do such a thing, right? Why would they do this? That's what I always want to ask. Why, if the government loves us, why would they absolutely destroy the economy? They are more susceptible to chronic health conditions and immune deficiency and are more likely to catch COVID-19 and suffer from severe infections. They still haven't proven to me that they actually have an infection caused by this. We need an analysis of Koch's postulates proving that this disease is an infectious disease, that it actually does cause people to die. Because I haven't seen that yet. Someone needs to show me. Underfunding of the health system will no longer be politically acceptable in Europe. Well, where do you expect people to get money from? You keep flooding Europe with immigrants who cannot work or do not work. One of the profound dangers facing the post-pandemic era is social unrest. Yes, especially that was paid for by George Soros. Those who are left hopeless, jobless, and without assets could easily turn against those who are better off. Yeah. Already some 30% of Americans. All right, guys, I gotta go, but I will be back. Where did this go?